The Indian Army needs to be ready for any eventuality at the LAC with China. Years after the 2020 Galwan Valley clashes, Chinese PLA continues to boost its military infrastructure and troop presence along key flashpoints with India in Ladakh and in Arunachal Pradesh. Now, this has been revealed in a Times of India report which highlights Chinese infra works along the LAC. This report claims China has 50,000 to 60,000 troops with heavy weaponry stationed in Aksai Chin along Ladakh. Another 90,000 PLA troops are stationed in the eastern sector of Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. China has also built over 628 dual-use Xiaoqiang villages in the Tibet Autonomous Region, near the borders with India and Bhutan. China has also constructed new border roads leading to the Galwan Valley. Other roads lead to previously neutral zones. It is building bunkers, troop shelters, tunnels and underground bases. It has also modernized its air bases in Tibet and has stationed more fighter jets and bombers within reach of India's borders. All this while the Indian Army and Chinese PLA have held 21 rounds of border talks to de-escalate and return to the status quo ante. All this points to one thing: one can never trust China. On one side, it is talking peace. On the other, it is boosting its military strength. TOI has quoted a source saying, clearly indicates PLA will continue to permanently station troops in forward locations along the LAC, even if eventually there is some sort of disengagement at the two major persisting face-off sites at Depsang and Demchok in eastern Ladakh, unquote. Latest satellite images and intelligence inputs also show a rapid increase in Chinese air power in the Tibet region, while the Indian Air Force holds a strategic advantage of bases at lower altitude, thus enabling more fuel and weapons capacity. The Chinese PLA Air Force is countering this with sheer numbers. More fighter jets and bombers means each individually does not have to perform at 100%. Reports suggest PLA has deployed 3 Y-20 heavy-lift aircraft and 2 J-7A fighter bombers near Hotan, which already had 50 J-7 and J-11 fighters. PLA also has 5 Y-7 and Y-8 transport aircraft, along with KJ-500 AEW&C or AWACS aircraft present in this region. All this indicates that China is preparing for the worst-case scenario and permanently strengthening its hold on Tibet. According to MHA website, India and China, including Tibet, share a 3,488-kilometer long international border which runs through Indian states and UTs of Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. The state-wise border is mentioned here and you can check it out. Ladakh has the longest India-China boundary and is arguably as strategically important as the eastern sector of Arunachal Pradesh. Complete demarcation of the border region never happened, as China refuses to accept any previous border agreements, including the McMahon Line, which even the United States acknowledges is the official India-China-Bhutan boundary. But China has this habit of claiming territories of all its neighbors. Apart from India, even Taiwan, Philippines, Vietnam and Japan have all faced this Chinese tactic, while the people of Tibet have lost their independence forever. With its neighbors, China employs a concept of salami slicing, or slowly nibbling away at neutral territories where demarcation is difficult. Over a large period of time, China gains control of the region, while the host country can either accept it or go to war with a much larger yet unproven military power. But India is unlike any other Chinese neighbor. Today, India is the only country in Asia which can actually stand up to China, both economically and militarily. India is also rapidly boosting its border infrastructure along the LAC. A few months ago, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh launched 90 new border projects. 64 of these were focused on the eastern sector, comprising Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim. The rest of the third focused on Ladakh, which includes border roads, bridges and tunnels, apart from revamping old airstrips, building new air bases and helipads for 24/7 access to all volatile regions along the LAC. Prime Minister Modi himself inaugurated the strategic Sela tunnel in Arunachal, which connects the Guwahati Valley to the Tawang sector on the front lines. The chief of the Border Roads Organization accepts China's lead in terms of border infra, but the gap is closing fast. Indian government is pursuing a, quote, aggressive policy in this regard so that our defense forces are never caught off guard. India boasts the world's fourth most powerful military with over 1 million strong standing army, and India will soon become the world's third largest economy before the end of this decade. Chinese PLA would be unwise to attempt any Galwan-like fiasco, as the Indian army is fully prepared this time to go toe-to-toe with the dragon. Have your say. What more can India do to secure its borders? Leave a comment and remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons.